Hey y'all, hey, it's me, E Loves I Am, and welcome back to That's Not My Name Television, or That's Not My Name TV. So this week I'm hitting you with the new series, and I'm gonna tell y'all how I got this lovely look. So if you want to see how to get this style, then stay tuned. Actually, I'm just playing with y'all. I mean, I know some of y'all already dropped off like, what the hell is she talking about? This broad, her hair is braided on one side and it's loose on the other. But this is actually my new series, Transitioning Woes. So I am talking about that transition back to your natural hair. Everybody has their natural hair journey. Everybody has their hair journey, and I am no different. I once too had a strong relationship with the creamy crack. So yeah, I thought I would dedicate a series to my transitioning woes because this is not an easy process. So I thought if I transition, I could see, instead of just the big chop it off, wear wigs until I was comfortable with the length of my hair. I decided just to let my hair grow out and not just to slowly trim those ends. See right here, there's still some permed ends, and I'm getting down to the end where, you know, there's not much left. In certain parts of my hair, there is a little bit more, but you can definitely see that there are two different textures. My top 5 transitioning woes that I've experienced while I have been going through this process is number 1, not being able to find any cute styles, because up here it's like, hey, I'm thick, you know, I'm kinky, and on the ends it's like straight. And then I can't have, like, when I try to do braid outs and stuff, it's starting to look better now because there's less and less of the hair. But before, when I had more permed hair, it would just be so straight. It'd just be like, hey, how you doing? And then at the top it'd be, you know, nice, kinky, curly, beautiful. And on the ends it's just looking straight. Just straight, looking a mess. That's the second thing. The two different textures made it really, really hard for me to be able to comb my hair, because when I'm combing my hair, I'm seeing all of this stuff just coming out like, oh my gosh, you know, I look at the brush and there's hair coming out. If y'all have transitioned and you didn't have a lot of breakage once you got to a certain point, please let me know what I did wrong. And please put your information in the comments below if you have videos on that, so that my subscribers can hop over to your channel and avoid that mistake, because I did properly moisturize. I did follow the rules, and well, I still was just like losing hair all the time because the line of demarcation was just really, really fragile. So it's like I start at the ends, but then all the time, once I had gotten that area where the perm hair meets the natural hair, you're just seeing all kinds of shedding, and it took me a while to get used to it. The third transitioning woe would be that the permed hair has specific needs and the curly hair has specific needs. So there are products that would really be popping at the roots because that's my natural God-given hair, but then when applied to the tips, it would be limp and looking a mess. So I had to kind of understand like how to apply the product to my hair. My fourth transitioning woe would be patience, because you have to be very patient during the transitioning process. You have to understand that there are going to be some days where you're going to look like hell. You're going to be looking like you had a scary Jerry, straight up. Like, it's going to be looking crazy. And then you have to like get used to protective styling. I feel like protective styling is a transitioning girl's best friend. And we, as a tendency, we tend to lean on weaves, and I am no different. I did have my sew ins, full lace closures, wigs, all those things. But as I started to get less and less, like as I started to get more and more comfortable and really getting older and just not giving two F's about what someone had to say about me and my hair, I began to experiment with different styles. Like I tried to do a halo braid one time. It didn't work out so good the first time, but the second time it was on point. I also did a double bun for New Year's Eve, and y'all can tell me I was not feeling myself when I had that double bun, honey. I was posting pictures on Instagram. I felt like I was looking all kinds of cute. My fifth transitioning woe would be hair envy, because I would see so many girls who said they were transitioning. I'm like, transitioning what? Like, and then they would, you know, do these wonderful rod sets, and they would just, it would just look so good, and I could never get that. And so I just basically would get so frustrated. But it took me time to begin experimenting, to begin learning, to begin playing around to figure out what worked for my individual hair. Just because it worked for her doesn't mean it's gonna work for me. And then I have to tweak my routine a little bit, because, you know, she might have a different hair texture. She might need more product, or she might need less product. And so I have to kind of experiment and see what's going on. So that, I would say, my biggest pieces of advice for anyone who's transitioning is be patient. Don't freak out when you see your hair kind of shedding a bit, because that line of demarcation is really sensitive. Trim regularly. For me, I did it every 6 weeks. I would trim a little bit. Moisturize, be wise, moisturize, and try not, because I do feel like too much combing would definitely eventually end up ripping some of your natural hair. Even though, you know, the permed hair is weaker, those ends will also contribute to damage of the hair that you're trying to preserve in this blend. So be gentle, especially at the line of demarcation. Do not have hair envy. What's gonna work for you is gonna work for you. What works for them works for them. Don't be looking at so-and-so's pictures and you're like, oh my God, she transitioned. What? No, she is a different person. And don't be scared to venture, experiment, try different protective styles. I'm gonna insert some pictures throughout my natural hair journey. Here are just a few of my favorite transition styles. You see, I was rocking the pack-a-yak. I have a plethora of styles as I got more adventurous and I stopped being scared to learn about my hair. Tell me about your favorite transitioning styles. Tell me about your transitioning woes in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Subscribe and peace.
That